to the cloud. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Huddle for Friday, December 10th of 2021. My name is Danilo Vargas, and I am the Small Business Innovation Manager in the Office of Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. And today we're talking all things small businesses with none other than the Small Business Administration, or the SBA. We're going to talk about what you need to know about the EIDL program, or Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program, as well as other SBA programs you need to know about. And also, we're going to discuss what you can expect from the SBA in 2022, and even share some words of wisdom as we look to make 2022 a truly great year for your small business. And to help us unpack all of that, our featured guest today is Ms. Althea Harris. She is the Deputy District Director for Marketing and Outreach for the U.S. Small Business Administration, also known as the SBA, for the South Florida District Office. Althea has been helping businesses at the federal level for almost 30 years and has been with the SBA since 1999. I am also proud to say that she has been a great friend of the Morning Huddle from day one when this pandemic started. We owe her a great debt of gratitude for her tireless work helping small businesses during a very trying time. Althea is a graduate of Howard University and the University of Miami School of Law. She is active in her community, serving as a board member for various organizations, including Miami Youth for Christ and the Christ Journey Church in Coral Gables. She has also shared her time and talent with the boards of the Girl Scouts, Council of Tropical Florida, the Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust, the Coconut Grove Collaborative, and as a member of the Florida Bar's Grievance Committee, ensuring the responsible, ethical, and professional conduct of South Florida's attorneys. A Washington, D.C. native, Althea shares her life and love with her husband, Robert N. Harris, a commercial litigation and labor and employment litigation attorney in Miami, and their 4 wonderful children. Please help me welcome the amazing Althea Harris to the Morning Huddle.
Yay! Awesome. Oh, thank you, Danilo. That was a wonderful introduction. And, you know, the most important, one of the most important things that you talked about there is really, I think the word that encompasses my life, right, is that I'm a servant of the people. And I'm telling you, I've been in government now 28 years because I love it. I love helping people. And so it's my delight and pleasure and privilege to be with you this morning to talk about the U.S. Small Business Administration, who we are, what we do, how we do it, how we're doing it for you through the pandemic, and really importantly, so I'm going to start with that first, the EIDL, the Economic Injury Disaster Loan program for the pandemic is coming to a close. The last day for you to apply for that loan is December 31st, 2021. So let's talk about that a little bit, shall we? It is a 30-year loan at 3.75% interest, very simple interest. It's not like your mortgage or your student loan debt. If you have any of those, you know what albatrosses those are. But it's a 30-year loan at a low interest rate. And you don't have to begin paying for the first 2 years so that you can get your sea legs and get reestablished in your business because of the devastation from the pandemic. This is a direct loan from the SBA and the federal government. So you can get up to $2 million if you can cash flow that, right? Right now we start at $150,000, up to $150,000. If you can manage more than that, we'll consider, $500,000. And so it's incremental up to $2 million. It's a very simple application on our website, sba.gov. You'll see it there. Can't miss it. COVID relief. However, though it is a simple, straightforward application, you do need information when you sit down to complete the application if you are to be successful. Many people have gone about this in a very haphazard or maybe sloppy or incomplete way, and they're paying for it by having to wait. The most important documents you're going to need when you sit down to make application is your 2019 tax returns. Don't try to fill out this application without it, because everything else on that application you already have memorized. You know your name, you know your address, you probably even have your business EIN number memorized. Okay, you know your social, you know your phone number, but you probably don't know your gross profits for 2019 and your cost of goods sold. That's probably not memorized. And those two numbers are what we use to calculate your loan amount. And you're also going to need that tax return, because we are going to ask you, once you apply, to fill out an IRS form known as the 4506T. And if you fill that out incorrectly, oh my goodness, you are going to wait, and you don't want to be in the waiting game with us. We have done millions of loan applications, and we're still working through, many, many loans. So applications. So why is it important? Because everything on your 2019 tax return must match what you put on the 4506T. If if your tax return puts your zip code incorrectly on the tax return, put it incorrectly on the 4506T. It must match. If your documents, what you put into that loan application, don't match that 4506T, you're going to find yourself in a loop, and trying to get out of that is tough. And we're going to ask you to fill out that 4506T over and over and over again. So you need to have the right business formation. If it's an LLC, make sure you check the box LLC. If it's an 1120S, 1120S. Okay, so match up that. That's my hot tip for you. Have your 2019 tax returns handy. This loan is only for people who were actually in business and making money in 2019. If you weren't, you are ineligible. If you began your business, however, prior to the pandemic and you weren't exactly profitable, then we're going to take you through some other hoops. Okay, so you just need to know that that's going to be the case. But this loan is here for you. I neglected to mention, for any nonprofits who are on the line, we are making this EIDL pandemic loan available to nonprofits. That includes churches and what have you, at 2.75% interest. So you're going to need your 990s from 2019. So it's a great loan. And let me just share with you, if I may, in Florida, SBA has done almost 500,000 loans, almost 500,000 loans valued at almost $30 billion. So it is happening in this state for small businesses. And not only are we at almost 500,000 loans for almost $30 billion, that represents half the dollars that have been given out in the Southeast region of the country, and it's about half the loans too. So Florida, we're cranking it. There's no reason for you to get left behind unless you're just plain old ineligible. So please go to our website and check out the EIDL. Now, there's also really important the targeted EIDL grant. Now, you can only participate in this if we invited you to do so. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to your email inbox and do a search and put in quotes at sba.gov. If we invited you to participate in the targeted EIDL advance or the supplemental, you need to respond to that email. Now, I ran into a young lady, a business owner, maybe 2 weeks ago, who was using she thought they were us. I need you to know that the SBA is only, all communications coming from us come from at sba.gov. If you have any other extension in a communication to you about Eidl, that's not us. And if you need help to piece that together, please contact us at the local office just to see, let us help you with that. Now, when I looked at the woman's stuff that she'd gotten, I was so concerned that, someone was going to fraudulently use her information that she had provided to them to, get an Eidl loan in her name, etc. It's not like we aren't aware that people are trying to defraud the government and legitimate business owners by impersonating them. So we are on high alert for that. Okay, that now reminds me, let me go backwards to the application process. We're going to ask you for your banking account information, your routing number, your account. Friends, pay attention when you put those numbers in. If you put in the right routing number and the wrong account number, guess what's going to happen? Nothing. We're not sending money to the wrong account. Well, not on purpose. We might accidentally do it, but you don't want anything about this to be accidental. You want this process to be very deliberate and intentional. So focus when you fill out this application. Look at double check it. This is the joke that I make. Double check it, triple check it like it's a winning lottery ticket. Okay. When you think you've won the lottery, do you not go and check and look again, and you say the numbers out loud and you call somebody? Is this the number I put in? This is the kind of attention you need to put on this, because it will derail your application if we cannot verify your banking account information. Friends, do not change your bank account in the middle of this process. Oh, and before you put that bank account information in, please be sure that your bank can receive automatic transfers. I have seen more people who have these accounts at really, I'm just going to call them no-name brand banks. I'm not sure what's happening with that, why they do it, but some of them cannot accept electronic transfers. You don't want to be in a place where we can't send you the money and we want to send you the money. So be very thoughtful about what bank account you put on there. It has to be a business account. It can't be your husband's account, can't be your father-in-law's account. It must be the account in which you transact your business affairs. Okay, so that's another thing that we have seen that derails people, is the incongruity of the numbers on banking, the banking information, and people changing stuff. Listen, here's another hot tip for you. Do your own application. We have had people who obviously, understandably, go to other people like their CPA to fill out the application for them, their sister, whoever. Well, if your sister and your CPA is filling out applications for the EIDL program and they do it for more than one person, we know that. We find that strange and suspicious. Complete your own application, please, and put your own email address in that you're going to check. We have more people contacting us wanting to change the email address associated with their account. Can you say red flag? Anybody asking us to change email addresses, we're suspicious. Why? Why do we need to do that? Was it not your account in the first? We ask questions. You don't want us asking a whole lot of questions. So don't change your email address. Do your own application. Don't change your banking information, and make sure it's right the first time. These will all assist you in getting through this process. You also need another hot tip. Now, for new people applying to the program, if you do everything I told you and you do it correctly, you should sail through this process in less than a month. Anything you mess up, add another month at least. But the good news is, anyone who's in our system by the end of the day on December 31st, 2021, we will look at your application. We will consider it, and we will go through the process with you. If you're already in our process and you're not getting any traction, we declined you, you've asked for an appeal, or you've asked for reconsideration, listen, focus, because we're moving through this process to finish this process. So we're not going to wait for you for 2 weeks to give us what we asked for. So if we send you an email or you're in the portal, I would just check the portal every day. Okay, we're giving people time to answer us. Like, say, we might say, please submit your, come on, Althea, your tax returns for 2018, 2019, and 2020. Do it. We're only going to give you like 7 days, I think. And then for people who are in the reconsideration process, I think you have less time, or the appeals process, I think you only have 3 days. So pay attention, go in there into the portal, give us what we asked for, call the 800 number, email the reconsideration people, because we take your emails, they take your emails and they input it into the portal. So we know how often you contact us. And what is that old saying, Danny? Squeaky wheels get grease. Squeaky wheels get grease. But listen, here's the thing. Make sure that your emails are going to the right places. Okay. So the reconsideration email address that you've been given in a decline letter, that's the email you need to send it to. You can certainly send stuff to us at our local, here in the local office, to our email address, and we will attempt to help you. Do not email 300 people at SBA, because I can assure you 300 people are going to ignore your email thinking that somebody else is going to do something with it. Does that make sense? That's just common human nature. If there are too many people around, we all assume somebody else will take care of it. Okay, so don't do that. If you have called our office, I think I saw like a little splash on the chat there. You've called our office and you're having difficulty. We have hopefully fixed our phones, and you're able to leave a message that converts to an email that we look at. So when you call and leave a message, please speak clearly and slowly so that the machine understands what you're saying and transcribes it. Be sure to give us your application number, your telephone number, so that we can call you back. If you decide to email us, put your application number in the subject line. In the body of the email, just give us a little quick and dirty about what the issues are, right? And we will endeavor to help you. Understand this, at the local level, we cannot do anything to change your application. We can't change email address, and we do not have the power. All we can do is look and see what's happening with your application. Most of the time, it's just processing. So let's say you send an email saying, look, I sent you everything you asked me for. What I can do locally is look and see if everything you say you sent is in the system. Now, when you send, for example, your 4506T, your this, your that, whatever we're asking for, it does take some time for them to upload and put it in. So you need to know that when you communicate with us, it's not immediate. It's not always immediate. So just bear with us and, stay patient. I know it's hard because I know a fella who's been trying back and forth for a year. It literally December makes a year, and SBA hasn't done anything on his application. And oh my God, this is the other thing. Please do not submit another application. If you already have an application and you haven't heard from us, you're wondering what's going on, do not, under any circumstances, put in another application, because the second application, third, fourth, fifth looks like fraud to us, and we're not going to, really what happens is you end up with duplicate applications, and SBA doesn't work on any of them. So it's really important that you always work with your original application. Again, if you did it months ago and you thought we were working on it and you were just being patient, you lost the number and all that, go to your email. search your email by @sba.gov in your inbox and kind of recreate what's happening and start again. I think those are my hot tips. If you want to take some questions, or we can do that.
That's a lot of information, Althea. So let's open it up to the to questions. Who has a question or a comment about this program? We have Martha Mello. Martha, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I received the invitation by email, and they sent me a PDF attached. So I read the reason why they denied my my application. So I reply back and I follow the instructions, but every time I am replying, they send me the same reason why it was denied my application. The reason is incorrect and accurate because I have been married for a long time. I have never been divorced, and they put me that the reason it was because I owe the child support. So it's completely incorrectly. So there is not a way to speak with someone and just do the clarification that that is not a reason to deny my application. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for sharing that, because that reminds me, again, they pay very close attention. I've heard that before, and I'm not saying this is what happened with you, but I had a lady once very upset about that, but she clicked the box on the application. What she meant was that her husband owes her child support, but she didn't really get it, right? So, you know, be careful as you apply. Oh, and I'm going to, if y'all remind me, I'm going to find there is on our website a way for those of you who haven't applied yet it'll walk you through the application. Okay, so I'm going to put that that website in the chat as soon as I find it. Okay, so now for you though, so you're saying that you've been declined because SBA thinks you owe child support. Is that right? Okay. All right. So have you emailed SBA saying I don't owe child support?
Yes, I have done that before. I replied 3 times, and they sent me back the same reason. It's like a robot.
Yeah. Yes, and I do appreciate what you're saying about the automated nature of things, where it just okay. So I put our email address in the chat. You can just send us an email with your application number in the subject line and your business name, okay, business name and application. And just in the body of the email, say, the SBA keeps saying I owe child support. I don't, please help.
Great, thank you so much, Althea. And I posted
sorry,
the link.
can you repeat me again the subject? I'm so sorry, interrupt you.
Go ahead, Martha. No, go ahead.
Okay, just can you repeat me again the subject? Should I have to put on the email?
In the subject line, put your company name and your application number. And then when you write the email, just say, hey, SBA keeps saying I owe child support, but I don't have children. I've never been married. Whatever whatever it is that you know about yourself, why you don't owe child support, and please help, and we'll see what we can do.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you.
I'm going to go to Miss Gasleen, Sardebra, and Mireya, and then I'm going to go to Katia. I think she wants to ask a question as well. So we'll go in that order, okay? In the meantime, please mute yourself so that we don't have background noise.
Right.
Thank you so much. Miss Gasleen, you're up.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gasleen. I am a hairstylist inside of Lavish Touches, and I also make custom wigs threaded by Lavish. Great to be on this platform today. Miss Althea, this is not my first time meeting you. I need your help because you guys, I'm in like a hot mess with this SBA thing. I've been trying to do this from day one when they first allowed us to do the application or whatever have you. But I was at my parents' house at the time, so I realized I put the wrong income amount. And from then on, it's been disastrous. So I turned around not knowing I did another application. So when they finally wrote me back, they told me incomplete, not even incomplete, that they denied the second one, that they were sticking to the original. So I was like, well, I noticed I made an error on my application. How can I fix this moving forward? And they told me to do the 4506T form and the 32, whatever. And I'm thinking that's going to help the situation. I kept getting denied. Then they sent me a letter back in, they emailed me back in like early March or May or something of this year, asking me to do the application for the targeted. I did that. And then I got denied again. So I'm like, well, what am I to do at this point? I try to show proof or whatever. So I'm with the SBDC. And so my counselor says to me, write them again and submit whatever documents you have to show. And I try to do that, the reconsideration. So right now, because of, they're processing more applications, they told me just to even look at my email is going to take 12 to 14 weeks or something. And I'm quite sure by then the funds or whatever that's left will be gone.
Okay, so let me help you there. Hold on. Okay. Thank you for saying that. Anybody who's in the application process or in the queue, we believe we have sufficient money to make loans to all of y'all. What and for the targeted Eidl advance, what there is not going to be money for if you don't get the supplement, the extra $5,000 grant by the 31st, that's over. But anybody who's already in line to have their targeted advance looked at and their loan application will be considered. Okay. Now, I feel like I've looked at your stuff. So, yeah, I think you sound familiar. Like, what's your business name?
Lavish Touches Hair and Spa. We met with the Miami-Dade Chamber.
But I feel, have you written to my office?
No, I haven't been, but I've written to you, but I never got a response.
No. I think I looked you up. What's the name of your business again?
Lavish Touches Hair and Spa, which is now I'm operating as Threaded by Lavish. So that's me, and now
this sounds vaguely familiar.
Is,
and I mean, not to put everything out there. So, yours thing is complicated. Just put it like that.
It is. It's disastrous.
And I mean, unfortunately, it's very challenging to untangle that. But in the chat is our email address. So just put, put your business name and your application number in the subject line and just, say, hey, I talked to Althea today. That'll help me. The people who go through there, they'll send it to me and we'll see what we can see. But when some of these errors are made, you really do complicate things for yourself, like the whole duplication thing. I mean, we're probably concerned that, there's some fraud, and that's really hard to overcome, not impossible, but it's hard. So that's why I really wanted to make sure people do not put in additional applications.
Yeah,
so just email us.
And the application was easy to fill out. It's just, I went with, I don't know why I thought the numbers that I had was it. And they wound up, when I got home, I actually looked at my document. I was like, oh my God, I put the wrong information. So I went and I submitted another, not knowing I wasn't supposed to do that. I should have just, called, but I didn't call till I got the denial letter stating, no, we're going with the original. So, and then they said, oh, because remember they had ran out of money the very first time. So they said, when they're doing it again and I was going to get funded. So I called them and asked, oh, what's going on with that? And then that's when the 4506 letter that I was supposed to submit, but I never heard back until they emailed me recently about, oh, you can apply for the targeted. I did that, submitted my bank and information and everything and nothing. And then later on, I got a denial again.
Okay, well, just do what I said and we'll look into it, because, among the many things that I see in the portal, is that the person is ineligible. The person's credit score is too low. Listen, if your credit score is low, we're not giving you a loan. You can forget that. If you're not talking to you, just saying in general. And here's the thing, hold on. Here's the thing. What happens, and because I know we want to talk to other people too, but here's the thing. It is very uncomfortable for us in the district office to tell you the truth, right? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people in general. People whose credit scores are too low. I find it very uncomfortable to tell people that. But you know, if your credit score has improved since the time you applied, you should make sure we know that and ask us to pull your credit again. I find it very difficult to let people know that they're not a US citizen. I mean, these are truths, but I mean, what it ultimately means is we're not going to ever give you a loan. You're not eligible. You weren't in business. I mean, these are things that we can say and we have to say, and, you know, but they're uncomfortable to say. And then, you know, but we'll just send me that email and we'll look into it for you.
I definitely will. And you touched everything, even to the credit score, because I know a lady who told me, oh, I got denied because of my credit score. And I was like, wait, what? I didn't know they was running credits.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, yeah, absolutely. Oh, my pleasure. And I saw your question. Thank you for asking. We do, and I am so happy actually that you asked this question, Ann Dennis. The SBA, what we're, before the pandemic, pretty much nobody even knew that we had an EIDL loan program. That loan program has been around for decades. It's not new. What people generally have come to us for is our loan guarantee program. And last year, and I asked the guy who gave me this data 3 times, are you sure? That can't be right. Friends, we did $2.25 billion last year in South Florida in SBA guaranteed loans through our loan guarantee program. So if all else fails, we have a micro lending program you can work with. And Danny, I'm pretty sure you've had Maria Cotto on from Partners for Self-Employment before, or what's the new name for Acción? Or is it Acción? No, it's not.
You're talking about Ascendus?
Ascendus, thank you, with Fabiana. So we have micro lenders in the marketplace who can help you with small loans under $50,000. And then pretty much every major financial institution in this town does SBA guaranteed loans. So that is something else that you can look at.
Great. Thank you for that, Althea. And I'm going to go to Ms. Sardebra. We're running out of time, so we have to make it speedy. Ms. Sardebra, you're up next.
Hi, my name is Brent James. I'm Ms. Sardebra's son.
Hey, Brent. Good morning.
Morning. I was trying to find out better information because I did the targeted advance in February, and I waited months, and I didn't find out until September that I was denied, and I was told that I could reapply, and I did everything that they asked. I sent the voided check, a copy of my taxes, the copy of my driver's license front and back, everything that they asked, and I still never got a reply. And they never even told me why I was denied. They would not tell me why I was denied at all. They just told me to reapply.
Okay, and did you do that?
Yeah, reconsideration with and also within the explanation.
Okay, so you can do the same thing. Okay, if you want me to look into the portal, you can also direct message me, I guess, through this chat, because I'm looking at Ann's application right now. And Ann, the SBA is waiting on you to give us your tax returns, your 4506T, your schedule of liabilities. So there's a lot of stuff in here. We're waiting on you. So go into the portal and give us what we've asked you for, and hopefully that will move things along for you. So, sir, if you could do likewise. I mean, you know, I'm trying to multitask and listen to y'all at the same time and provide whatever I can while we're together.
Okay, you wanted the application number?
Yeah, you can just put it in the chat, okay? Or email us. So I might not get to it. So also email us at southflorida_D like David, O like Oscar @sba.gov. That's South Florida, all spelled out, D like David, O like Oscar at sba.gov.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much.
My
And
pleasure.
Mr. Brent, that email, and this goes to everybody, that email is in the chat box. So make sure you download that so that you don't miss out on any of this great information. Okay. And there's links there too, to the program, etc. So you can get more details. Next up is Ms. Mireya from Homestead Travel. Mireya, you're on mute.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Again, my name is Mariela Suero. I have my business in the Homestead place. I'm a travel agent for a long time ago. So this pandemic was very hard to our industry.
For sure.
I tried to go through the SBA that they invite me to me, that the ladies say, and applied everything in 2021, last year. They bring me the advance, but I tried to reapply or access to additional, and I had the same trouble with the lady Melo. Like they send me the letter that is declined because I have a child support. And I sent to them a letter in order to explain that I do not have nothing. So it was the letter first I received in April.
But no. Okay, wait, Mireya, we're not going to take everybody through it. Cut to the chase. What's the question? Well, how can I help you?
The question is that I have the same trouble like Miss Mello, and I think most people have the same trouble. I don't know what happened with the SBA in order to do not review the application in a good way. That's my question. Now
no problem.
I send email to the target several times.
Okay, good.
And they do
I'm
not
saying email
answer.
me now. Email my No, it's not that they're not answering. It's that they're considering what you've written. Okay, so what I told Miss Mello, I'm telling you and anybody else who's in the same boat. You know, there's no need for you to come off of mute and tell me the same thing. I'm going to tell you the same thing. Email us. We'll try and help you. So put your business name and your application number in the subject line, and in the body of the email say, hey, SBA thinks I owe child support. I don't. Please help. And we'll take it from there.
Okay. Just my last question. Is the same the Eidl advance is a grant? That's right?
Correct.
Okay. Because I answered for the SBA answered to me in order to apply for the loan, and they answer and they are going to review. So in that part, there are still review because I reapply. And the other, I do not have received nothing.
Okay.
The grants.
All right. Yep. We'll find out what's going on.
Okay. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. And Althea, thank you for the answers. Next up is Miss Katia. I think she wanted to chime in. Katia?
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yes, well, I also applied from the beginning, but they denied because of my credit last year. My credit just go down like 100 points of the COVID, on the middle of the COVID, just for a couple of months. And then I write a letter and everything. The next year, they invite me to apply, but I didn't know it was the same thing because it's past like a year, and I reapply. The thing that they told me that I reapply, and then that I have the other case, and then, well, I did the whole paper again, like to the reconciliation letter and everything was fine until like July and everything, that I'm sending all the papers. I even though did my delinquent credit issues, and I am waiting. They told me to wait like 4 weeks. I'm waiting for 2 months already, but nothing. I calling almost every week, and they say, no, you don't have all the papers. No, yes, you have all the papers. And well, it's a pain on the neck. I can't believe it. It's very, very hard. I'm trying my best. I did all what they asked me. The next day that they asked me, put everything on the, even though I opened my account with you, with SBA, where I can see all my documents, but they are not responding for more than a month, for almost 2 months. And well, and the things that were really hard these last months, and I really need help, and it's very frustrating. I don't know what else to do. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Katia, we have she can email the office, right?
Of course.
Katia?
Yep.
Yeah,
Everybody
so
has that same option, and that's why I keep repeating it. Let's see what we can see to assist you.
Perfect. Yes.
Thank
I mean,
you so
I
much.
can
Really.
Katia, I can understand that it's very frustrating because sometimes the worst thing is the wait and not knowing what's happening. So we have Althea in her office. The demand has been, I'm sure, oceanic
Great.
in terms of size.
Oh yeah.
And, so it's like but we have an email address. It's in the chat box. I put it in there twice so that you can reach out, please, and state the facts of your case so they can look it up. I think that's a great, thing that we're in the huddle. Now you have access, right?
I applied, they give me the advance. I applied for the targeted, supplemental and everything, and they deny it for 5 blocks.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, I'm glad you
place
mentioned
was
that.
building a lot, and then
No. I'm glad you mentioned that. Nope. Glad you mentioned that. I'm going to insist. We do not control that. Congress said how the program would work, and if you're 5 blocks? Oh no, you're way too far. I have people calling me, they're across the street. And it's unfortunate, but that we don't control that. The map is what Congress said it is. And so I'm so sorry because I can see when I look at the maps how close people are. But yeah, we don't control that part. And, those are some of the sadder things that come into our orbit, where there's just nothing we can do about that. But do email me in the meantime, and let's see what we can see about the rest of it.
Thank you for this.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Really, I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my
Katia,
pleasure.
and
absolutely.
Thank you for joining us in the morning huddle. I'm going to go next to Miss Stacy. Stacy, are you there?
Miss Stacy from Homestead.
Thank you for accepting my request. My situation, I received the invitation for the targeted, and the only challenge I have is that the address that my business was located in 2019 has changed since the pandemic. And so I'm wondering, how do I address that? Because apparently it has
changed
to match.
How did it change?
Now I operate from home. I've come out of the
yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm now
sense.
operating from home. So
yeah, I don't really know how to answer that. So what's the question? Is your home in the zone or no?
No, my home is not in the zone.
Oh, well then you're not. Well, okay. So I'm not really sure how we're doing the grants if you're not currently in the zone, right? If you were and still are since the pandemic, then, we are, making those grants. I'm not sure about what happens when people change midstream, to be honest with you. So go ahead and send us an email to that effect. And let's see what SBA says about that. We'll try and, see what we can see. I mean, there are people on my team who know these nuances better than I do. So that's another reason why it's good to go ahead and email us so they can address that for you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Althea.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Hi, Miss Retha. I miss you. I'm so glad you're on.
Miss Rita, you there?
I'm just saying hi. She can hear.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to say if she doesn't want to.
That's right. So I'm going to go next to Miss Stephanie, who has her hand raised. Stephanie, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for putting this on. My question is just kind of regarding getting, more of an effective response. I've had some people say that it's just been easier to reach out to your local officials to kind of get it done. What's your take on that?
Well, as I've said before, we, at the local office, we don't really have any power where your application is concerned. The most we can do is probably offer some insight about what's happening. As I said, we have people in my office who, work these files for us, trying to help you, but a lot of it is a waiting game, and a lot of it is trying to untangle the mess the borrower has put themselves in when they made the application, right? So they didn't use their 2019 tax return to make the application. They just, oh, I think I made this much, and I think it was that much. When we pull the tax return, it has to say exactly the same thing. And so it's those kinds of challenges. Again, if your 4506T doesn't match your tax return, it's just such a non-starter if we don't have your tax return. So we're happy to help provide insight where we can, but there's really nothing more than that we can do to really move things along. But knowing what's going on with your account is like half the battle, right?
Yes, I think that's right, Althea,
Thank
and it's
you.
so great that, and Stephanie, we have a connection, we have a way, to reach out and try to figure out what the status is. So I'm really grateful for that, Althea. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's
And
my pleasure.
so there's two more items, but one I wanted to ask you, Althea.
Mhm.
It's the end of the year. We're thinking about next year. I love what Hello Alice is saying, that let's make 2022 the year of the
Mhm.
small business, right? Of this recovery
Right.
and this rebound, and make it a great year. So you are steeped in small business issues. You've worked from multiple angles on the issue of small business owners. What is your
Right.
advice for small business owners to have that great year of 2022? I think we got some hints from our call today. But
Well,
how would you highlight it for us?
Well, I would say, look, have a clear sense of where you're trying to go. Okay. This is the time of year when people make their New Year's resolutions, et cetera, et cetera. But I would urge you to not develop a massive long list of things you want to do. Just one thing that you want to do differently in the new year. I personally revolve my year around one word, and it's a thing out there, where you learn to come up with one word for yourself, and you galvanize and focus your energies on that one word for the year. And I would encourage you business owners to do likewise. And I was reading about a business who chose that, and the word I think he chose was care. And he wanted to make sure his customers understood that he cares. And so every decision he made revolved around caring about his customers, caring about whatever. And so he experienced growth in his business by focusing. What too much of what we're doing, I think the pandemic has been great in some ways, but obviously detrimental in others, and not the least of which is while we love being able to be online, right? It's far more efficient. But what do? Because it's so easy, we also multitask. We listen while we cook dinner. We listen while we help our child with homework. And trust me, you're not getting it all done. So I would say focus, right? Do one thing at a time and do the first things first. Very often, if you do the first things first, you won't even have to do the rest. So I would say for 2022, focus. Find one thing that you're going to focus on in your business this year and give it your full attention. Put whatever excess monies you have to it, right? To really make that go. And if you don't have a sense of what that should be, I love that somebody on here, I think it was Miss Gasoline, who said that she's working with the Small Business Development Center. Here in this county, we are listen, I started before we started recording. It is such a joy to live in this county at this time and be a business owner. The Small Business Development Center at FIU is the recipient of the SBA Community Navigators Pilot Program grant. They are working with Ascendus, Branches, all of these organizations in Miami-Dade County who are focused on small business success. And so I would ask you to join in where you can. And as part of your effort to focus, get with those people who can help you move your business forward. So you came on this call today because you felt stuck or you wanted more information about your Eidl. Do the one thing I told you to do. Send us an email. We'll do our best to help you, and try to dislodge your application if we can, by providing that insight to you. So for me, 2022 is all about focusing my energies, my efforts, my thoughts on one thing. And for us at SBA, just so you know, my one thing for this year is we are looking to be inclusive, right? We are looking for those communities of people we have never worked with before. And I'll tell you, it's not even a never, it's also a haven't worked with much before. And I will call out those communities for you right now. I'm looking to work with the Muslim community this year and other faith-based organizations this year to reach small businesses. I'm looking to touch bases with the Asian community and having a greater presence with the veteran community of Dade County, and folks from, say, the hearing impaired communities, folks who can't access traditional methods for growing their business because of some barrier. I want to crash through that barrier this year and make sure they're included. I'm already working with the LGBTQ community to ensure that they have access. I want to talk to the people, Danilo, maybe you can help me. I can't think right now of what those small little groups are called, where you and I, we both put in $100 a month, and 1 month out of the year, I get the pot, the other month you get the pot. You know what I'm talking about? To
lending circles.
Yeah. Lending circles. I want to meet some of those people. I want to be in the Haitian community. I want to meet people I've not worked with before. So if you have that or access to them, please reach out to us at that same email. We want to work with you.
Althea, I can help you. I'm in the office the mayor established called the Equity and Inclusion Office. So I can connect you to all those groups that you're talking about. So fantastic, right? Let's give Miss Althea a big round of applause. Okay, now hopefully she's going to help us get some of your applications disentangled, right? To me, it underscores the importance of being accurate and careful when we are applying for these government programs, because if not, we just create a big situation downstream. So double, triple, quadruple checking what you're inputting and making sure everything is to the T, right? Is very important. I think that's the biggest lesson for me in all this. And Althea, thank you so much for always being a supporter and partner.
Oh, thank you so much. Are you kidding? It's my pleasure. And y'all have a great weekend and begin to focus on your success for 2022. We're here for you.
Thank you so much, Althea. But before I let you guys go, though, I have a colleague, Mr. Jap Donath from the Beacon Council, who's going to take a couple of quick minutes to tell us about a resource that they have, and they need your input as to what you need in your small business. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to hang around for that. I love Yap.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Huddle, Yap.
Absolutely. Sorry, I'm at a conference, so my entrance was a little messy this morning to get on the line. So a couple of things here. One, for those of you who are not familiar with us, although Stephanie should be able to tell the same story, as she was my research manager in the past. We're the economic development organization for Miami-Dade County. We recruit companies from other places. We help local companies grow. We started last year, partly due to the pandemic. We had some involvement in small business already over the years, a small business accelerator. That's one piece of the puzzle that we're involved in. So if you are interested in more assistance, we can be a resource. A lot of what we do is making sure that you get to the right places, and that's why Althea is a very important resource. We do the same thing. Some of the partners she mentioned, we work with. So that's one piece. The other piece is, as we see our economy grow and we see a lot of activity, and hopefully a lot of you will benefit from those companies coming from other places, opening offices here, creating jobs, spending money. We want to make sure that we understand what the needs are of our business community, from small business, medium-sized business, and large businesses. So we have a survey out right now, very simple 3-minute survey, and Danilo will send it to all of you afterwards, that we want to hear what some of your challenges are, whether it's talent, business climate, just get a good sense of what you're facing, so that from a long-term perspective, collectively, we can figure out ways to improve those pieces. Because all of us want to make sure that we are successful, that we take advantage of the change that we see over the last year, but long-term, how do we make sure that we're successful as a community? So please participate in the survey. It's for all size businesses. And again, if there's other assistance needed, let us know. We might be able to guide you in the right direction to make sure that you're successful in your small business. And again, Althea already brought up some partners. SBA, she does an incredible job with the work she has done, and her and I have worked together. We never mentioned how long, I believe that won't be, but please take advantage, as Althea said, of the services and assistance that is existent in Miami-Dade County. There's a lot more than you think.
That's right. And I will tell it, I have known Yap my entire SBA career. He's one of the first people I met down here and he is killing it, y'all, over there at the Beacon Council. He is a wonderful resource, as is the Beacon Council. So, there is, like he said, there's a lot more out here than you realize. We live in an amazing county for small business. So take advantage.
You know what? That's the whole point of the huddle, so that we're going to connect you to all those resources. So if you're here every Friday, you're going to be in the know and connected. So Yap, I put the link to the survey in the chat box. Okay. And I want you, can you spend 1 minute and talk to us about SBX?
Sure. So as an organization, we're a convener. So we bring different organizations, groups together when we talk to a company about moving to Miami, growing to Miami. So we're trying to do the same with the Small Business Accelerator, where we try to figure out ways, what is the need of the company, and then move them in the right direction. We have some programming, including a grant I wrote and we received from the Rockefeller Foundation, that will provide some assistance for companies that have a particular need. They need a marketing plan. They need something with accounting, like one particular need in order to scale up, to get to the next level, and to be successful. So that's another piece that we have as part of it. So just reach out through Danilo, me directly. I can put you in touch with the right person who runs the program. Again, it's for us a way to connect the dots to make sure that we are smart as possible about moving businesses, small business, to the right service providers in order for them to help with their growth. And that's the key to all this, is how do we make sure that we grow our businesses?
Right. Thank you, Yap. And what is there a place where folks can learn more about SBX? A link or a web address?
That's a good question. I'll put my email address in the chat and just send me a request, and I'll put you in touch with the right person.
Fantastic, guys. Please take advantage of
Can I say
that
one
and
more
check
thing?
out SBX. Yes, go ahead.
One more thing real quick. I forgot. I just put in the chat because the link is so long and disgusting. The actual URL. Just search our website for COVID-19 Eidl application portal walkthrough to see the application before you fill it out. And it's in multiple languages. So you don't have to suffer through in English if that's not your first language, okay? So I just wanted to share that with you as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And the link is cool because you can just click on and they're there, right? So, but it's good to know how to get there if you don't have the link.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yap, thank you so much. Althea, thank you so much. I want to thank everybody who was a part of the morning huddle today. We're going to do it again next Friday. It'll be the last one of the year. And we're going to be talking to Legal Services of Greater Miami. So you don't want to miss out on that as well. We're going to bring these leaders, these organizations that are working every day so hard, like Althea and Yap, to help small business owners. You guys need to be connected to them so you can see all the resources that we have in Miami-Dade County for you to have your best year yet in 2022. So with that, thank you guys so much. Love you guys, and we'll do it again next Friday. Have a great and safe weekend.
Great weekend, Mr. Danilo.
Bye,
Thank you, Ms.
everybody. Thank you
Gatsby.
so
Bye,
much.
Ms. Althea.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
great
you
weekend.
so much, Ms. Harris.
Thank
And
you, Ms.